Hi, Tara here. Today's video is of Apollo. I've had a few people ask if I would do a little video of me schooling Apollo. Now, this video I took back in May 2019. It was on a very windy day, unfortunately. So the wind's very much Apollo's tail, and some of you'll know what I mean by that. So he is a little bit spooky and a little bit more forward going, but nothing horrendous. So we're doing a little bit of schooling in the menage, followed by a little bit of play schooling in the menage. I hope it becomes clear what I mean by that. I've also done a little voiceover to try and explain what I'm hoping to do with him or trying to do with him. Anyway, as always, TTFN. When I'm teaching my horse something that he doesn't know, such as the leg yield that I was doing then, I like to do it in the walk. It gives me more time to think about what aids I need to use, and it gives the horse more time to get his feet right. I'm now asking Apollo to do a half pass. It's more difficult for a horse to learn the half pass because they have to bend round the leg, whereas a leg yield is a straight movement and his head is bent away from the direction he's going. Again, he is doing a leg yield. His body is straight and his head is away from the direction he's going. Ike is making sure that my shoulder in is correct. He doesn't like me to have more than 30 degrees of bend. Again, the beginnings of the half pass. It's a windy day, as you can see. Something just spooked him a little there. Here I'm asking for bottoms in, travers, on the half circle. I asked for walk to canter, but his response was very slow, so I decided to just try that one again. In this video, Apollo is not quite 6, he's nearly 6. And anybody that knows anything about the Friesian breed, they will know that Friesians do have difficulty with the canter. So Apollo's doing, I think, very well with his collected canter. It's taken him a long time, but I think he's really getting there now. As you can see here, canter to halt almost immediately, which is very good. And you could really see he was using his hindquarters to break. Here I'm asking Apollo to round before he backs up. The backup is an excellent way of developing the hindquarters. Here I'm asking for the backup to canter. He set off on the wrong lead, but we soon corrected that. Apollo has a lovely jump in his canter, a lot of ground clearance there. If you compare that to Farouk and his canter, you'll see what I mean. Canter to a square hold, very pleased with him. Little resistance there when I was asking for the backup, but we let him off because not even 6 yet. So, don't mind. Can't be too picky all the time. Not very straight backup, but we correct the last 2 steps so it is straight. That's the end of his proper training. Now we're just going to have a bit of a mess about and some fun. It's still schooling, but in a different way. I'm asking Apollo to turn without any reins. I'm not taking the bridle off because he's a forward going horse. The wind's up his tail and he could easily jump that fence if he wanted to. So I'm just trying to keep my hands where you can see them so that you can see I'm not influencing the horse with the rein. How I do it is inside leg on the girth, outside leg back to turn him. My head plays a huge part because your head weighs quite a lot. And so if you look where you're going, especially if you want him to go in a tight circle, I turn my head a lot. Here I'm asking for the backup again without any reins. He thought he wanted to go forward, but I said no, more back, so he did. And he's doing it with a nice long low neck. Again, this builds up his hindquarters. So you can see I'm looking where I want him to go. The aids for the halt are a stiffening of the back, not going with the movement, and closing the knees onto the saddle. The aid for the backup is moving both legs slightly back from the normal position on the girth. I just lost his attention there, so I was pointing to the way I wanted him to go for an extra aid. And here I'm asking for canter to halt, but we didn't quite make that. As you can see, he just walked on, and it's quite difficult, I find, to raise your hands like that and keep your balance.
Good boy. Good.
Apollo has now managed to collect very nicely, and it's quite uphill, and there's a lot of movement in his hind legs, very springy.
Good boy. Good boy, Apollo. Good boy. Good boy, Apollo.
If you've enjoyed the video, please comment and subscribe and click the bell icon. Thanks very much. TTFN.